Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be once again on the A4 Sir Nigel Gresley, which I do believe is on this channel. If not, then surprise, it's the A4 Sir Nigel Gresley. At this point I've got so many engine projects going on that I have literally forgotten which one's on what channel, which ones are being filmed or whatever. So if I sound like I'm confused, it's because I am, and I do apologise. But at this point, a project maybe one day on one channel, next day on another channel of mine. I don't know. It's got confusing. I need to make a list of what's on what, is what I need to do. Anyway, we have got the track back. Now I'm aware I didn't post last week, or did I post last week? I don't think I posted last week. Because the track power cord just absolutely cut out, and I've been having a little bit of issue with it today, because it tends to, well, I mean, the temporary one, which is on loan, is a lot more powerful than my old one, or the one that will be returning again once it gets repaired. So because it's got more power, when I originally turn the controller on, it doesn't always work, so it takes a couple of attempts, so it's taken a little bit. And so here we are now. And I'm presuming that this video is going to take a couple minutes to upload, so I mean it might be half an hour, 45 minutes late. Oh dear, not very good. My motivation for filming has not increased recently as I expected it to. So I need to try and work on that so that videos can actually come out on time for you guys instead of late. So I do apologise for that, and I will try and work on that one in the coming weeks. However, we got Sir Nigel Gresley here, which I've put on its side so you guys can see it a little bit better. The purpose of today's video is to try and get it running. Now, whether that can be achieved or not is a separate matter, but we're going to try at least. So I've got my engine oil, not sponsored, off to the side. And then the hope is that using that oil, if necessary, and only if and when necessary, we can get the engine running. Now, I'm trying to remember all the knowledge I have of repairing my Silver Foxes, which, believe me, was a long time ago. Obviously, for you guys, probably not that long, but in terms of the engines I've been working on, it's a long time ago. So it'll be about remembering what was done and what needs to be done again to get this one operational. So not quite sure what I've done previously. I think the body needs to come off, is I think the first step we should do, and then we'll go from there. So I'll be back once the body is off. Right, and jump to the point where the body is now off. So the body itself is over there, of the tender, and then that's the body of the engine and the chassis. But this is where the motor is. So this is the main sort of power unit, you could say, that powers the entire engine. Now you can see on these sort of clips here, if I can show you them here with my thumb, these two things here, they're a bit off coloured, so that obviously isn't very good. So if I can put it on the ground here, maybe you can get a better look at it if my camera wants to focus. Focusing today would be quite useful, apparently not. So you can sort of see the discoloration on the two sort of silver sort of strips there. Inside of them here is a spring just on the other side there, on each side, which powers the electricity to go onto a brush that goes onto the motor as it spins around and powers the motor. Obviously you can see that it's a little bit discoloured. That obviously needs sorting out at some stage, because it should be nice and silver instead of the kind of horrible looking thing that it is currently. So that's obviously a concern, but I think for right now, what would be the first step to do would be to grab the engine, both parts of it, the tender and the main body, I keep saying body, the tender and the main engine, or locomotive entirely, because it is obviously a tender engine, so we'll grab the entire thing, and hopefully rail it onto the rail here. There you go, that's on the track. Now we'll lift the tender over and hope that that is railed. I think it is. Okay, you can see my shadow in the background there, but just that middle wheel is not railed. Probably because that pony truck is not railed either. Yeah, it's railed now. I can generally tell by listening to it whether it's railed or not. So we'll give it some power here. It is the wrong direction. Okay, so it's got about, I want to say 80% power. Okay, for what the power it has got, this is not good. So there's probably an issue with the... Well, there's an issue with quite a few things I can see. If I put you around this side, you might be able to see it, a little bit of white thing at the far end. That's a bit of dirt on the wheel, possibly polystyrene, because it is in a polystyrene casing when it goes into the box. So that needs to be cleaned off, obviously. I'm also concerned about the brushes on the inside of the motor, worried about the springs, because they're probably quite dirty, and the clip on the other side. So I'll let the engine go off here. I'll shut it off, and then we need to focus on the inside of the sort of motion and stuff. So we need to take the tender off of the body, move the main engine over, turn the chassis round, and have a proper look at this area here in front of you, because that's going to be the area that's causing all the issue. So that is not very fun, because unfortunately I don't have any cleaning equipment with me currently, which is very unfortunate, because I was not expecting this to be the issue, in all honesty. So I had not prepared the cleaning equipment for a loan period. So unfortunately I do not currently have it. As most of the stuff I'm borrowing currently is from a museum called the Walthamstow Pump House Museum, which is in Walthamstow, which is a great day out if you want to go out and see sort of some heritage of the UK. It's an old sewage pumping station, which I obviously volunteer at, and I think is quite a nice day out for anyone who is sort of into that sort of old heritage style thing. And also, we've got the model railway, so it's quite a nice place. So I'm obviously borrowing a lot of their stuff and working on a lot of their stuff at the minute, which is why I can't remember half the projects I'm doing, because there's a lot of stuff going on over there at the minute that I can't yet explain, except engines are to be returned. However, this thing, we could possibly clean it off with a flathead screwdriver, I'm not sure. I'm going to put the camera down for a second and see if we can clean it off with a flathead screwdriver, and I'll give you some information when I get back as to whether that works. Right, and I'm back with an update. So the flathead screwdriver couldn't clean that off because it is very much held on there quite tightly. But what I could do was have a look inside the motor, which you guys can see at the bottom there is quite bad. So that's supposed to be nice copper colour, and it's currently drenched in oil, which for anyone who also wants to work on their trains at home, or who may have this exact model of train and is trying to work on this, they should not be drenched in oil. In fact, nothing on any engine should ever be drenched in oil when it's a 00 gauge model, as it does not end well. So what has to be done is I have to now dismantle the motor and clean it entirely, which, for anyone wondering, it's not a fun task. For anyone also wondering if I want to do it, no, is the honest answer. I don't particularly feel like doing it today, but nonetheless it must happen to get the thing running again, but that is obviously fun. It's not. But yeah, so I have to clean this up. So that'll be the next episode where I have this cleaned and ready to progress with, hopefully, to get it running. So watch out for the next episode and we'll properly get this thing working on going from there, because we know what the issue is now. We can fix it and we know how to fix it. So I'll see you in the next episode for fixing that. Now, before we go, if you did like this video, please do like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications when you do subscribe. It's gonna miss another upload from me, you know, videos of this and all sorts of other projects that might be coming to the channel very soon. Obviously, like the video if you did like this video, because it pushes it to more people, which helps expand the channel and make the videos obviously a little bit better quality and possibly even edited at some point. Yes, I know, such a big step. It would be a very, very big step for the channel. So, you know, liking the video does send it to more people. Also, if you know anyone who might like my content, please do share the video with them, and that also helps expand the channel and make it better. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.